presidents, kings, and heads of governments, youth organizations, and also students to promote human rights. She's been doing this for the past 15 years, and this is her first visit to the Gambia. The purpose, like I said, is to promote human rights, meet the duty bearers, to encourage them to promote the human rights of their citizens. And during the past 5 days of her stay in the Gambia, we had the opportunity to meet the President of the Republic at State House. We also met the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Madam Cole, and also we had the opportunity to meet the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mr. Gomez. But having said that, we also had the opportunity to meet the Gambia National Youth Council and visited several schools within the Greater Banjul area where we have established human rights clubs. Now, this organization, Beka Nyankafo, is the official representative of Youth for Human Rights, the Gambia. So in a sense, Youth for Human Rights, the Gambia, is a branch of Bekanyang. And we try our best to promote human rights in this country. We've been around for the past 14 years. Basically, like I said, to promote human rights in the country. And today, Doctor is leaving us later in the day, tonight, back to United States of America and India. And from there to other parts of the world, marking the end of the tour in the Gambia. So we feel like it's important that we brief you, our colleagues in the media, about this historic visit of Doctor. Doctor is a renowned human rights advocate. Every year, she brings together people from all over the world, hundreds of people, at the General Assembly Hall of the United Nations to talk about human rights. And not only that, she traveled, like I said, all over the world, talk to governments about the need to respect the rights of each and every individual. And that is why this year, we are very lucky to have her with us. And during the tour, we will also have the opportunity before she travels to visit some of the communities as well, because we work with communities as well. So we have the assurances from the Gambia government, from the highest level, that gone are the days when issues of rampant human rights abuses and violations will be a daily occurrences in this country. We had those assurances, and we do hope that her visit will further consolidate the gains that we've registered as an organization to boost human rights education in this country. Having said that, I know that some of you are very, very busy as well. I just have to probably pause here, and we entertain a few questions so that we can draw the curtain. But we are doing two things here today. We are also launching our website. We had a very bad website, and we decided that we should build a new one. And today, the technician is here. They finished it already. And Doctor will also use the opportunity to launch our new website as part of this press conference. And then she also has some gifts to present to us. I understand there are a lot. For her, they are small, but to us, they are very big. I don't want to get the cat out of the bag. She will do it herself. But I just want to say that thank you very much for your time. I understand some of you were here very early. We're very grateful for you, for your continued support to our organization. And together we can make the Gambia a safe haven for everyone where human rights abuses will be history. Thank you very much.
Education, 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 education. Because if they truly learn it and they get inspired and realize, wow, I have human rights, and you know, you can respect me and I need to respect others, you will never unlearn that, because human rights really is very basic. It's who we are. It's what we want. Even a little child is born with wanting to respect, and that's just natural. It's not some strange thing. So I hope I answered your question on that one. But again, I'm sorry, I'm a teacher, so.
Doctor?
Yes.
You are a human rights defender and advocate for quite a long time.
Yes.
Have you ever tried engaging with the former regime, as the previous government, about the human rights violations that they were committing in this country? If yes, what were the results, and if no, why?
We haven't done that. At some level, we have done that because they invited me at the United Nations to talk about it. And I made a very powerful statement asking Jammeh to respect the rights of the Gambian people on behalf of Youth for Human Rights International. And this was publicized in major newspapers in the Gambia. In fact, after the publication in Standard, I received emails asking me not to come back to the Gambia because Jammeh was at State House and they were not happy with that statement. So I can say indirectly, yes, he made that effort by ensuring that young people from the Gambia have the opportunity to go to the United Nations, talk about the problems in the Gambia. Because you know very well that when we make noise here, we are all at risk. So if you have the opportunity to go out through the organization like us and talk about it, is an important contribution to that.
Visit your wonderful country, not because as a tourist I could come anytime, but specifically to come in the name of human rights education. So before, I would not feel safe that I would be able to come and deliver my message about the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as important to teach to every single student, everybody. Now I feel safe, I'm here, and it's a new climate, and I'm very encouraged.
Solidify the little gains we have gained over the past 12 months in the area of human rights.
Excuse me, but respectfully, I'm a teacher. So for me, it's education, education, education. Now, I am no fool. I'm not a foolish teacher. I know that there are many aspects, because human rights are a complex, a diverse issue. So there are many players, many stakeholders who have to come forward. But that's why I excused myself in the beginning. For me, my role is education, education, education. I believe that if we want to create a new reality, a new perspective, a new society, it's the foundation that upon which you're going to build this. So it's education that helps to build that foundation, especially human rights education.
Okay. As you said, you are very happy and you are safe for the first time in the country.
Well, as a human rights activist, before as a tourist, I would come and have a good time.
Okay, yes.
This is well known.
Okay. As you said, of course, there are jails concerning the human rights situation. But are there other issues that you have observed that you are concerned with regards to human rights situation in the country?
That's a very good question. I must modify that by saying that I have traveled 15 times, literally around the world. I have traveled to 90 countries. So, and I go out of my way to travel to the community, to reach out to the orphanages and the schools I want to see for myself. So honestly, I have to start by saying there is no perfect country in terms of human rights in the world. I'm a grandmother with lots of gray hair. If there was, I would go and retire there. So when I come here, I'm not coming with infant eyes or with some lofty ideas. It's very realistic. I'm very concerned because of the very high youth population here, and the opportunities for the youth. This is concerning for me, but I understand that this is in progress of change. We met with the Minister of Education, the Minister of Youth and Sport, the National Commission, no, the National Council, that's right. These are very encouraging remarks, meetings that we had, and I see that you've got very positive leadership in that area. So the two is the very high youth population, and I want to see more opportunities, more education, really free education, not free education where some cannot access it because of transport or other difficulties. So those are the, again, it comes from the bottom up, and those are the ones that concern me.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Ma'am, okay. Ma'am, it's good to have you in our midst.
My pleasure.
Youth for Human Rights, how did it start it? Your challenges and hope, what are you hoping to get? What are you hoping to achieve during all your travelings in these 90 countries worldwide?
Right. Youth for Human Rights, my own passion comes from having been born and raised in apartheid South Africa, where I saw the devastating effects of discrimination. And even as a young girl, realizing that discrimination is so stupid. It's based on what? For us to have this meeting, when I was growing up, it would be illegal. The police would be waiting outside. So for me, it's an issue of discrimination and seeing how can we bring down discrimination. In order to bring down discrimination, discrimination looks at the differences of people. How are we different? He's wearing a blue hat and I've got more gray hairs than him. You see? So discrimination talks about differences. So that's where the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights becomes so important, because it is a unifying document. It says these are universal human rights, no matter which country, no matter which background, religion, political affiliation, or anything. So this gives us a common point from which to make some sort of positive movement toward peace. The problem is that people don't know about what this is. In fact, globally, the words human rights had even been put on their completely the wrong definition, as if it's a bad thing. Respect can never be a bad thing. But because we the people did not understand that the words human rights really means respect, until we really get that across, the bad people cannot use the words human rights in a bad context. So having said that, that's really my background, is what makes me travel. That puts the fire under my wings, because I want to get this to everybody. I grew up in a society that was law enforced. Discrimination was enforced by law. It's a terrible concept, but it was enforced by law. So I'm saying, no, let's meet all the people everywhere and tell them, hey, you've got these human rights and they are universal, and it's time you know what human rights are. So for me, it's very important to travel as far as possible and work with amazing teams such as this, who are energetic, on the ground, volunteers who want to see the change and wanted to promote this.
And your challenge is coming from South Africa, now in the Gambia. You roam many countries that we know already have their own challenges.
Absolutely.
So tell us your challenges when you started in South Africa until you get where you are now.
Right. Well, I would say that the biggest challenge is that people, they think they understand what the words human rights means. If we go to the street corner and we do a survey, we say, do you want human rights? I do that when I meet with the students. I say, put up your hands. Who here wants human rights? Who wants their human rights respected? Everybody's hands go up. Then I say to them, okay, who here would like to join me on the stage with a microphone and explain to everybody what are your 30 human rights? Suddenly, there's no hands, and everybody is sitting back in the chair. Please don't look at me, because the truth is that they don't know. So the biggest challenge that I face is ignorance, and as a teacher, this is what I see. It's not only ignorance that they don't know, but they think they understand the words human rights.
What are you hoping to gain at the end of your trip?
I'm hoping to support and acknowledge the leadership that has come forward in the Gambia. I had the great honor of meeting Jone when he participated in our international summit in 2015 at the United Nations, and I was brought to goosebumps when he is speaking. He is such an amazing youth, and this passion and determination that he had, and these were very difficult times for him to stand up at the United Nations and speak. But he was brave, he had the courage, and he took advantage of the opportunity, and so I was very inspired. And then after that, I've been watching from afar. What is he doing? And he's built an amazing team of volunteers, and there's some of them are sitting here, and I'm so proud of them. So what do I want to achieve is really to help those who are helping themselves, because I believe, again, as a teacher, that that's the best way forward. And slowly we will reach the others. So if I would really like to take a moment to acknowledge this work. Is this a good time? Is that okay with you?
Sure.
All right. So, Jone, I was proud to meet you.
So,
But prouder still to be able to acknowledge your years of work with human rights, long before even starting with Youth for Human Rights. You've been a strong advocate and built a strong team, and we wish you every success
Thank you.
for your way forward.
Thank you.
And continue to inspire others and bring them on board.
Thank you.
Yes. And okay.
She has more things to
Yes.
present.
More to do.
Okay.
More to do. Just hold on one minute. Let me finish, and then we do that. Maybe we can have your team members stand with you.
Yeah. The rest of them, as I said, went to the National Youth Council. There's a forum going on.
So, but we have a couple here. So please join us. Now we can take a picture. But you need to hold that because I'm going to have this picture with me. Put it a little bit lower.
Oh, okay.
Okay, everybody look at Casey. Okay. Big camera. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank
we
you very
need
much.
more,
We appreciate
more
it.
like
We
you.
appreciate it.
And you do such an amazing job at the schools. Oh, I love seeing those students. You're a champion. Wow, an educator just like me. All right. So I think somebody else asked a question and I stopped. It was you asked me first. Yes.
Human rights advocates, what can they contribute? What can they contribute so that the human rights abuses that has occurred in this country not to occur again?
Can you say that quick? I'm sorry, there's a
Yes,
lot of
that's
noise
from the noise.
outside. Yes,
He's
yes.
saying that
Yes.
as a human rights defender and advocate,
Okay.
what recommendations do you think the Gambia should take
Okay.
to ensure that there is nothing like a reoccurrence of the human rights violations that happened before in the country?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Great, wonderful. And especially because I'm talking to the media, I would like to share with you our information. What we did is we took the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the 30 articles of the UDHR, which, by the way, we are making history this year because this document is 70 years old this year. So this world tour is in celebration of 70 years of having this document. But the problem is not enough people know about it. So especially because you are the media, please use our materials, promote our materials. The TV you can use for free, show the little video clips on radio, read them out. So what can we do to ensure that we never see this again? Again, my apologies, I'm a teacher. Education, education, education. I believe that if you teach a student something and they really get it, like this amazing John A. here, right? You can never unlearn that. So when somebody is coming to do something to you, to your friend, to your neighbor, you can say, you know, I don't think you can do that. And now at least it's not just a victim, but a whole voice around that victim. And I believe you actually had a good example recently of somebody who was standing up, and then the whole team, the whole group came and supported and said, no, you actually can't do that. So that, it's
I'm the publicity ambassador in the Gambia.
Wow. Well, I can share some photos of our tour in South Korea. It was a wonderful, wonderful time.
That's good, Doctor. And he will just explain briefly, and from there, Doctor will officially launch it, and we allow people to go to their normal business.
Yes,
Some donation there, bags of rice, sugar, onion, oil, cooking oil, and soaps, you know, and candies, and it was great.
Supplies.
Yes, exactly, good supply. Stationaries as well.
Yes.
Books, pens, and pencils, among others. And that also is as a result of your generosity to make sure that, you know, we don't only teach people about their rights, but these rights are fulfilled, which is very, very essential. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen.
that was
Yes, yesterday. Yesterday morning.
Yes. So this is, it has, like I said, main menus. This is about us, the areas of intervention. Could you now say, I will give you human rights, environmental preservation and protection. Then you have the other one. Huh?
I said I do environmental.
Oh, okay. So
very
these are the
important.
3 areas of intervention. human rights and good governance, environmental preservation and protection, youth and women empowerment. Then you have news and activity. You have a contact, a gallery. So let's say you click about us. This is basically a text that will tell you about Bekane and the things they do. Click the areas of intervention. Here, that will give you a list of the areas of intervention. I'm sorry, the internet is a bit poor. Oh, connection is gone.
Connection failed, huh?
Yes, connection is gone, but let's see another stuff. Okay. Then you have a contact. Then you have gallery. Now, come down a bit. This was you.
Yes.
Again. That was a recent photo, and this was Mr. Jone in New York in 2015. So, still on the homepage, you can have a brief thing about us and the way forward for Bekane on their website. This is latest news. Now, on their side, you can actually find latest news activities that are actually happening, going live. This is the motto of Bekane, enhancing livelihood in rural Gambia. Our featured programs, Bekane meets, Gambia participates, NACO, these are few activities they've been doing of recent. This is a video, too bad. The video was Bekane welcoming doctor at the airport yesterday.